Hey, so this is probably the seventh time I'm recording this intro, and that's why I'm not gonna make any intro here. This is the first time I do this type of video. To be honest, I'm still an amateur, still a novice. So let's get it straight to the point. Just doing this video to answer a couple of questions about entrepreneurship I received last week from a founder, and I thought, I mean, I've seen these questions come back very often. And I think it would be good to probably have them in a video that I can send whenever they come back. So let's try to make it very short and straight to the point. We'll try to keep it like in there 7 or 8 minutes. And just to give a little bit of context, so this is the message I've received last week from a founder, and let's just read it. Hey, Majdi, I'm working on an AI infrastructure company focused on building ultra-high performance liquid-cooled workstations and service for studios, AI labs, and data centers. I'm deeply committed to it, but I currently don't have funding or support from my family. Here are a few questions I'd love your thoughts on. First one, should I find a co-founder first or focus on making a prototype first? Okay, obviously, like every question in entrepreneurship, there isn't a direct answer because every path is different. Yeah, what I see is if you, I mean, just focus on building a prototype first and then finding a co-founder, I'm afraid the relationship might be asymmetrical at some point. What I mean here is you will come with a product. I mean, at least a prototype. You have done like a great deal, a great work, I would say. What happens when you find a co-founder? What's the split gonna be like? Because you have built this. So what happens? Is it gonna be 70-30? Is it gonna be 50-50? If it's a 50-50 and then you fight, what happens? Are you gonna say it's my product? And these are like the things I usually think are good to think about before. So the way I would go is try to do both, find a co-founder while at least testing the prototype. A few ways you can find a co-founder, because from what I see and from my understanding, you are very technical. So find at least a good person in very strong in go-to-market and sales. At least these two would be very important. How to find them now? Few ways, depends if you're in a big tech hub like, I don't know, Singapore, Paris, London, San Francisco, obviously. If so, I mean, you can go out to a lot of events and find the right person, in my opinion. Otherwise, online, there are a couple of ways to do it. There is the YC matching platform you can subscribe to. Uh, what I like about it is that you can say what you're looking for, like a business person that did this, and this before, and then they match you. Second place I would look for is Reddit, but the thing with Reddit is there is no filtering. You don't really know who is behind, so be careful with that, I would say. And third, these are like online to offline events, offline platforms, sorry, like Entrepreneur First, Antler, which means you just go there, you have a rough idea of what you want to build, and then you meet people in a certain location. So depending on where you are, there is probably an Antler or EF not far from it. Second question, would raising a small round of 20K to 30K to build a prototype seem reasonable for a pre-prototype startup? Seems definitely reasonable. It's actually even very small. The question is on which valuation is this gonna be like. I mean, not real valuation, but how much equity are we gonna like uh give up for this amount? Ideally, I mean, this is a little bit of love money from around your circle, very close circle, friends, families, whatever. I think it's the best way to go with this. Then, if you need at least 20-30K to build this prototype, in my opinion, you're gonna need to raise very soon. Then, if you manage to validate the product market fit. Last but not least, what do you typically look for in startup before investing? I haven't like made hundreds of investments. I've made like five, I think, all over. Yeah, five all over in the past 3 years. One simple thing I look for the founders, first of all, like how do they know each other? How long have they known each other? The second thing I look for, or just last thing I look for, is the founder market fit. What I call the founder market fit is why is this team the right team to build in this market? And is there like a strong fit between both? Basically, if I'm building something in the wine industry, I'm probably not the best person for that. I barely know anything about wine, so this is not a very strong founder market fit. But I mean, you can always be, passionate about something, start something from scratch in an industry I've never been in and still make it. I'm just saying that's usually less likely to happen than if you have been there before and if you have like some insider information. So yep, it's been like 5 minutes. I hope these answers all these questions. How to generalize this is very simple. About the co-founder, it's always good, of course, to be at least two people. Not only about the complementary skill set, but also about the supportive factors and the psychological factors. When one person is down, it's very likely the other is up and can motivate the other person. It's a long journey, so it's always good to be at least two, I think, in this journey. Then about the fundraising, honestly, it depends a lot about your product, a lot about the amount of risk you want to take, and also what kind of company you want to build. I mean, if you want to build a company that is more of a lifestyle company that you want to just, I don't know, run for the next 30 to 40 years, probably you don't need to raise anything because no VC is going to be willing to invest that. Don't forget, VCs, they just want a return on their investments in at least less than 10 years, maybe 7 to 10 years. And they need at least, very high exit. So their expectations are going to be very high. So if you are not feeling like going for this type of pressure, don't raise any amount. And last but not least, for usually when you're on the investor side, what people are going to look for is really the team strength, the team, I would say, relationship, and the founder market fit in general. Because it's very early, it's very hard to have a lot of data points about the product you're building or at least the traction that you're gonna have. But one thing is for sure is the team is supposed to remain the same, and this is what usually VCs invest in, or even angels invest in the early stages. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. At least it should be helpful for at least one person. Would love to have like a little bit of feedbacks on this. If I should do a little bit more of that FAQ type of stuff, like I don't know, once a week, once a month, never again. And yeah, probably we'll try not to wear this t-shirt. Just way too happy for my team. So if you are not definitely for this team, I apologize in advance about this. So yeah, hope you liked it and drop any message, any comment if you have other questions that you want me to address in the upcoming weeks. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it.